Sierra, aka Capricorn Moon Goddess, back with another candle testing video. This is a candle vessel or candle jar that has been quite difficult to wick. It is the electroplated jar from Candle Science. They have it in this green color as well as black and white, and the interior of all of them are gold, so there's the electroplating on the inside. Now the issues that I've been having with this jar is that it is small and electroplated, so it gets hot very quickly. It retains heat a lot more than other types of jars, so it's hard to get a flame that is controllable, whether it's one wick, two wicks, or you use a wooden wick or a regular wick. So I am trying this with two of the new cotton wicks from Makesy. It is the size 70. I got their cotton wick sample kit, and it comes with several different sizes. The smallest size that they sent is the size 70. I think the largest was like 95 or something like that. So this is the smaller one. So hopefully it's not too small. I did double wick this, and I'm using their Smudge Ritual fragrance oil. This is the first time I'm trying that fragrance oil. I'm also using their hemp wax. I think it's hemp and coconut, but it is their hemp wax. This is the first time I'm using that wax. This wax does have a smell of its own, kind of like how beeswax has its own natural smell. Hemp oil has its own natural smell, so that's why I'm assuming the wax kind of has its own smell too. So I'm hoping that the smell of the wax doesn't interfere with the fragrance at all. We shall see. It is a harder wax than 4630 or their deluxe satin soy wax. There might be some paraffin in here, I'm not sure, but it is a harder wax, so it did solidify a lot faster. It usually takes a lot or a long time for wax to solidify in this jar because, again, it does retain heat well, but this one is the quickest as far as getting back hard or cooling off that I have used. So as y'all see, I have lit the two wicks. So far, the flame looks to be under control, which I like. So I will come back after about an hour to see where we are with the melt pool, what the flames are looking like, and what the scent throw is like. I am testing this in my bathroom. My bathroom is one of the smallest rooms in my apartment, so I like to start off in the bathroom to see how it does in a small room. I feel like I can get more of an accurate picture of what the scent smells like when I start off in a smaller room. So I will see y'all in the next. Okay, y'all, so it has been about an hour, and this is where we are as far as the melt pool. So we don't have quite a full melt pool yet. However, we do have flames that are not wild and crazy, which I have yet to experience when using this jar. Even my CDN wicks can get a little wild and crazy in this jar, but it could also be the wax that is contributing to that because this is a harder wax. I have not tested this wax with CDN wicks. So anyway, I am happy with the melt pool. I'm pretty sure we will get a full melt pool as this continues to melt down. I'm happy with the size of the flames. Can't really tell y'all how I feel about the scent throw yet because I feel like it's not really that strong. I can't really tell that, it's here, but I also did have a different candle in another room. So I went ahead and blew that candle out, and I will come back after an hour to see if the scent throw has improved now that I blew out all the other candles that I had going. There are some candles that, regardless of what other candles you have in other rooms, you can smell them all in their respective rooms, but I don't know. We shall see. Sometimes it takes more than an hour to get a scent throw. I learned that from testing Mayfield from 1617, which is their lavender lemon scent. So I will come back after about another hour. See y'all in the next clip. Hey y'all, so this is a new day. So whatever the last clip was, it was a different day. So it's been about 4 hours since I've had this candle lit today. This is what it's looking like. I have to say it is burning beautifully. This is the best burn that I've gotten using this jar. So I don't know if it's the wax, the wicks, the combination of the two. So what I'll have to do is test this jar again using the wax that I usually use, which is a 4630 or deluxe satin soy wax, with these wicks to see if I still get a nice burn like this. But anyway, I really like the way this is burning. The flames are not out of control. The wicks, you don't see a whole bunch of carbon built up on the... Okay, y'all, so we are not quite to the halfway mark, but pretty much almost there. And I have to say, I probably already said this already, but I'm gonna say it again. I like these wicks. Again, I have not had a good experience trying to wick this jar. It seemed like no matter what wick I was using, it would always be overwicked. The flame would always be too large. So I really am liking the way these are burning. It's a nice controlled flame, still getting a nice melt pool. As far as the scent throw, it is a lot better now. So I do really like this scent. This is a really nice scent for, especially if you want to smudge. It is a very natural smelling scent, but it is on the lighter side. So even though it's a nice scent throw, for my candle line, I have really strong candles, so it doesn't necessarily fit with that. However, that's where my responsibility would come in if I'm going to sell this scent, to make sure customers understand this is a natural smelling scent. It has a nice scent throw, but it's not going to be like a powerhouse in your face. This will be good for people who like natural smelling scents that won't cause headaches, things of that nature. So I would just have to make sure I have that information on my website. And this is a smaller jar. This is an 8-ounce jar. This is in my bathroom. This is perfect size for my bathroom. If I wanted a larger scent throw, or not a larger scent throw, a better scent throw, perhaps putting it in a larger vessel would make it better if I wanted to like put it in a living room or something like that. However, I feel like it's still going to be pretty light regardless of the size of the vessel. So I would say use this scent in smaller rooms like bathrooms or bedrooms, or if you're using it as a smudge candle, like near your altar or something like that. But don't necessarily expect it to fill up your whole house, which is okay, because we don't need every single scent to fill up our whole entire space. Sometimes you may want a scent to stay in the room that you have it in, especially if you like to have different scents in each room. So that's my thoughts on the fragrance oil smudge ritual. I will come back once we are more towards the bottom so y'all can see how this finishes out. So see you in the next clip. Hey y'all, so it has been about 7 to 8 hours since my last clip, and I have not trimmed this wick. I haven't blown the candle out. So it is recommended, I believe the max that you should have a candle burning for is 4 hours, but this pretty much was burning for half of that time. Something I have been noticing with this wick in this jar, and in another jar that I used it in, this seems to be a self-trimming wick. Now, there probably is no real self-trimming wick. This is as close to it as I've gotten, though, as far as not having to trim the wick for the most part. Even when you blow it out, you can pretty much relight it without trimming it. Well, that has happened once before in one of 1617's jars. It's kind of like a vase style jar, and I used CDN wicks. But I don't know if it has something to do with the jar or what. So I will say one time that's happened with CDN wicks, but it seems to be just how these wicks behave. Now, I am also testing this wick in another jar. It's a different size, so you can see there's some mushrooming here on this one. So actually, I may not be testing this type of wick in this jar. Okay, yeah. I had to look. I had to turn it around and look on the side because I wrote down the wick on the side. So this is a size 85 cotton wick from the Wooden Wick. So yeah, this is kind of mushrooming a little bit. So yeah, but anyway, the size that I'm using now, which I forgot what it was, I believe it's size 70, but the heat from the candle has pretty much erased the ink that I used to write on the paper that I taped to this jar. So it looks like it's 70 that I wrote on there. I can kind of see the outline of the number I wrote. So I believe these are two size 70s, which are the smaller ones that come, or the smallest ones that come in their trial pack. So these are working perfectly for this jar. And again, like I said before, this is the best performance out of a wick or wicks that I have gotten out of when using this jar. So as I was saying, and I probably said in this video several takes before this one, this is the best performance I've gotten out of wicks in this particular jar. So now I am gonna have to do this test again with their deluxe satin soy wax, because this is my first time using their hemp wick or hemp wax. So this is their hemp wax, which I usually use their satin soy wax. So hopefully the wick behaves just as well in the satin wax. As far as my take on this particular wax, I don't feel like it's better than the deluxe satin soy wax. So I don't feel like I need to be using this wax just because it costs more than the satin soy wax. So the satin soy wax is working just fine for me. I don't see a huge difference using this wax. Plus this wax has its own natural smell. So I don't know how well that would work with different types of scents. However, I can say that did not interfere with the scents that I used in the two jars that I tested this wax in. So I'm going to continue testing this blue jar as well. I also used that wax in this jar just to see. Now it does look pretty. I know sometimes this wax does not reharden in the best way, meaning it kind of looks ugly sometimes, but not enough to where I wouldn't want to use it. The scent throw is fine. I feel like the type of fragrance oil I used is a lighter oil anyway, so I don't think that has anything to do with the wax. I think it's just the oil. But anyway, we are pretty much at the end, so I may or may not make another clip, because as you can see, we're pretty much to the end. We can now see the round metal clips that are on the wick. So y'all see there isn't that much wick left over. So I'm going to go ahead and end this video here. So thank you for taking the time to watch. Really do like the way these wicks burned. Really like the way this wax burned. Again, this is the first time I'm using the cotton wicks size 70 from Makesy, and this is my first time using their hemp wax. This is also my first time using their oil smudge ritual. So I tested 3 new products, but I'm using a jar that I always use, so I have a pretty good gauge of how other products work in this. Just to recap, I really like this wax. However, I don't feel like it's that much better than Deluxe Satin Soy Wax. I don't feel like I need to be paying extra for this wax when the Deluxe Satin Soy Wax works just fine. I really do like these wicks. They may become my favorite wicks. Right now, CDN wicks are my favorite, but these are really, really coming up close, okay? Now, I don't know if all of the sizes are going to be this easy to work with, but this size 70, really loving it in this jar. And it seems to be self-trimming, which probably isn't really a real thing, but you don't really have to trim this wick from what I have seen too often. I still would check to see, but I do like that. Okay, and as far as the fragrance oil, I do like the fragrance oil. It is a little bit too light for me and my candle line as far as my candles that are the typical aromatherapy. People are purchasing them for the scent. However, I would use this in my spiritual candles, which people really aren't. The scent throw is not the main priority when people are purchasing smudge candles or religious candles. It's more so of what the candle stands for. It's more so the color, the adornments that you use, how it looks, things of that nature. So I would probably use this in that type of candle because the scent throw is not a big deal. But so that is my thoughts on this wax, this oil, and these wicks. I did take some allergy medicine before I took this clip, so if I'm talking like slow or if it sounds like it's taking a while for me to put my thoughts together, that's because it is taking me a while to put my thoughts together. I can barely think right now, so I'm gonna go ahead and end this, and I hope y'all have a great rest of your day. Bye.